So tidbit information about my life. I worked shift work for 5 years. I worked like day shifts and night shifts and primarily like 8 to 12 hour shifts or 16 if like you know what was really hitting the fan. But recently I've changed into another job where I work Monday to Friday, typically during daytime hours, and I also work, I just lost my pager, shit. Being fairly new to this Monday to Friday work during the day lifestyle as opposed to like day shift versus night shift, I've kind of used my weekends to really like do like the weekend warrior stuff where I try to prep food and get ready for the oncoming week, as well as like get ready to do like house renos and like a whole bunch of other stuff that's going on. So this weekend I did a pantry restock. We don't restock our pantry every single week. It's just something that like we kind of like to do on demand as it needs. So I was kind of like trying to make a breakfast this morning and I noticed the cupboards were a little bare. So I went to the bulk store and I got a whole bunch of new stuff and I'm so excited about it because it's gonna lead to like all these like new ways of like using them and some creativity, and it's all healthy and I'm just really excited about it. Plus I have a little recipe that we're gonna talk about. Hey guys, so in the last month I've been inspired by these Living Intentions cereals to make something similar this weekend, but instead of buying like this product, if I was traveling and I saw this product, I would 100% buy it because I enjoyed the flavors. I had these two, plus I had another one, but I can't find the bag. So anyway, I saved these two flavors and just kind of referenced what they put in it for flavor profiles. The active ingredient in these Superfood cereals was buckwheat. And so I went to the bulk store with my reusable yogurt container and I bought just straight up buckwheat. And it was not expensive. I have a receipt. So 500 grams of buckwheat cost me $4.21. This is why I really wanted to try and make something my own. That way I knew exactly what was in it. Now these tasted really good, but they had things like coconut palm sugar, sorghum flakes, coconut palm nectar, and it just kind of all spelled out sugar to me. If I'm going to consume sugar, it's going to be something that I want to choose to have sugar in. So I decided to kind of make my own from home. A, save some money. B, kind of have a little more control over what flavor profiles I was making. We start by soaking the buckwheat. So I let them soak for about 8 hours. It says not like to let them soak more than 8 hours. I may have let them soak a little more. It's just how it is. After about 6 to 8 hours, you notice this like kind of like this like syrupy compound on top. And it's also kind of gross. That removes what we're calling the phytic acid. Hold 1 second while I'm about to nerd out on you with some science. So phytic acid is the phosphorus content in most grains, seeds, and legumes. So when you soak a grain like, or a seed like buckwheat, it is releasing the phytic acid, which is the phosphorus content in seeds and legumes. Soaking these foods causes the phytic acid to be degraded and make the grain more bioavailable in iron, zinc, and calcium, which is more bioavailable for your body to absorb. Once it was sprouted or activated, I just strained the water out of this and pulled out my trusty dehydrator. And I dehydrated some grains. Now something happened when I was doing the first tray of the dehydration. And I just got this sudden urge of creativity thinking, if my goal is to make granola with these, maybe I can make the granola right in the dehydrator. And I ended up like adding a bunch of stuff into it. So I thought, okay, I'll make like a cacao granola cereal with the leftovers and just try it out and see how they're going. So I added things like cacao nibs, I added maca root powder, I added chocolate protein powder, I added flax seeds, I added chia seeds, I added some hemp hearts. Mixed it all up, made like a granola consistency that was wet, and I put it in the dehydrator as well. So that dehydrated for about 6-7 hours, and I checked it, and guys, check this out. They're crunchy, they taste like chocolate. I mean, I'm a genius, but like still. So now that I've got the cacao activated cereal nicely packaged up back in the store-bought bag, I'm gonna work on the Radiant Raspberry kind. And I'm basically just taking everything red in my house and I'm just gonna put it in there. I'm gonna put my berry flavored Vega protein in there. I'm gonna put a little bit of pomegranate juice. I'm gonna put in a little bit of beetroot powder and some coconut and maybe some hemp hearts, and we'll just kind of go from there and see like what else it needs. So the dehydrator is back on at 150 degrees Fahrenheit or 65 degrees C. In about 6 hours, we'll have our activated berry flavored superfood cereal. So this flavor profile of activated superfood cereal took a little longer in the dehydrator, and I think that's because I put like frozen raspberries and some pomegranate juice right in the mix. So I think it definitely took a little longer to kind of like dehydrate all of that like raw material. The yield, however, was perfect. It was 300 grams, which fills this bag to the top. I'm definitely excited because it was way cheaper to make my own, and it was very satisfying, and it also tastes amazing. So this is just something I'm gonna keep trying over and over and over again, making new recipes and trying out new things. And I'm just really happy that it worked out right on the dehydrator rather than having to turn the oven on and heat up the house because it is summertime. As always, thanks for watching. If you really like this video, give it a like because it really supports my channel. If you're excited for more, feel free to click subscribe, and I'll see you next week.